Hey Tarot friends, it's Jade here with Tarot Truth. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today to do a walkthrough of the Anna K Tarot. So I do not have the box anymore because I threw it out long ago. But I realized I hadn't done a walkthrough of this deck, so I wanted to rectify that. I want to have a walkthrough of every card of every deck that I have on my channel, so that I have the ability to go back and look for any specific cards or what they might have looked like, just in case something happens. Who knows? Anyway, so it comes with this pretty substantial book, which is all in English. It is 230 pages, so pretty. There's a lot. There's a lot in here. Now, there is a lot. There are quite a few pages that are just pages for taking notes, like that. Maybe not too many. Maybe 30 pages. So you're still getting 200 pages worth of info. So for the majors, they have a full-size black and white image, and then information on the opposite side. This is just the one page, so there's a full page and then a little bit more, and then they give you a page for notes. Now, is that the same for the, let's have a look. So if we're looking at the minors, here's the Ace of Rods, or Wands, and then here is the information, which basically includes, so it tells you what it represents, and then it gives you a tip. So for example, for the Ace of Rods, it says, tip: the other three aces stand for certain chances as well. If you tend to confuse their meanings, it will help a lot to remind yourself of the different overall topics the four suits address. So for the other, you don't get that for every card. But so that's pretty cool. It's excellent. I really like this with this deck, and I really like this the book as well. So there is a small section on spreads just in the last 10 pages or so. And it starts everywhere from your daily card pull to a short and sweet spread, which is 4 cards, relationship or friendship spread, and the birthday or New Year spread, the spread of success, and then information on systemic card reading. At the beginning of the book, it gives you information on the tarot origins and uses. There's a preface, of course, and a little bit of information on the deck itself, how it's set up, the structure, the suits, and what else? The aces and the court cards, gives you a little info, and then it talks a little bit about actually reading the cards. So choosing a spread. What else? Drawing and turning over the cards, reading the cards, upside down cards, card reading for others, and tips for practice, and then it goes into the card reading. So worthwhile book for sure. Now, the deck that I'm about to show you, I have modified. This is not the original deck. I didn't do a walkthrough of the before. I'm so sorry. But this is what the backs look like. And actually, let me see. Grab a picture. Oh no, it doesn't show what the cards look like. What I mean is that it just shows the image. It doesn't show what the actual cards in the deck look like. Okay, well, but you can see that if you Google it, you'll be able to see the whole thing. And what we have, so I'm going to do a walkthrough, but what I have done is essentially trimmed all 4 sides. So right down to the artwork, and took off the names, everything. I didn't even write the names down. And the reason I did that is because these cards are so Rider-Waite Smith based that it's really easy. If you know the RWS system, then it's really easy to know what card is what. For most cards, there have been a couple of cards that have stumped me. But anyway, so I trimmed it down to the art. Part of the reason that I did that was because I wanted to really test myself on the cards and sort of not rely as much, not that I do anyways, but just sort of test myself on my reliance to the system. And I also wanted to rely more on the artwork itself and some of the intuition. And I find that if I have the, Eight of Swords or whatever it is, that sort of takes me back to the RWS specific meaning. And I wanted something that, I wanted to not do that for this one deck. So that's what I did. And then the other modification is, so I used the medium size corner rounder, and then I edged the deck in an antique gold color, just a marker. All right, so I'm gonna do a walkthrough. Now this deck is, oh, that's upside down, sorry. I'm gonna turn because I'm seeing a little glare. I'm in a different spot today. King of Swords. Hermit up on the mountain with his little light. Death. Obviously the Queen of Swords. Six of Wands. The Magician. Now, this is the King of Wands. What I really like about this card is that, unlike in the RWS deck where the kings are all seated, this guy is in motion, which really goes more along with the with that fiery energy, the movement that I get with that king. The Two of Swords. Eight of Coins. The Chariot. The Tower. The Strength. I really love this. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. I was gonna say I really love it, but I don't like the chain on the animal lover in me doesn't like the chain around the lion's neck. But if we think about the chain as sort of loosening up, it kind of looks like she's loosening up the chain on her own internal strength. That's how I choose to look at it. Then it becomes a nicer card. I love this card, the Eight of Swords. So she's bound, but only in her mind. Four of Wands, maybe they're going to school. The people in here, beautiful. The people in here are not meant to be human, I don't think. They're, I don't know, gnomes or something. And so their faces are quite odd. I mean, if you think about them as human, then their faces are quite odd. But if you just realize that they're not human, then that expectation sort of goes away. I find this to be a very expressive deck. Like look at the emotion on the face. Look at her face. Clearly terrified. Clearly just oh, there's a star. It's a beautiful star. I just love it. So I love this. I've been using this. Oh, look at his face. Right? Not sure if he can go on or how he's going to go on. They're in love. Hard at work. It's the Page of Coins, I think. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit of a stretch for me for some cards. Like that one is obviously the Moon. For some cards, I'm still not as used to this deck, so most of them are straight RWS, but some of them, the images do vary, so it takes me a few seconds to think about what card that actually is. And sometimes I find with the cups and with the wands in particular, some of them are kind of hidden. This is the Empress. Very bountiful. And so, I don't know, I think it's a good, it's good practice for me. I believe this is the Page of Coins. Could be wrong. The King of Swords. I might have said the King of Swords came previously. So I apologize if I did, because obviously it wasn't. I was thinking this was the... Okay, so I'm sorry. I said this was the King of Swords, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I think this is the King of Swords. Is that one the Hierophant? I'm just gonna check. Terrible, Jade, terrible. It wasn't the Emperor. No, it wasn't the Hierophant. Or High Priest. Oh, it's Justice. Okay. That card was Justice. Okay, now I see the scales. You see what I mean? It's at first glance, if you just look at it super quick, it's easy to confuse some things. And then there are other cards like this one, which are so clearly the Nine of Swords. Right. The Knight of Swords, perhaps. The Sun. I've not been working with this deck lately. I think I've done only one or two readings with it, and no other reason other than I just haven't had the energy to do much in the way of readings, period. So, but looking at this deck, it's making me remember how much I enjoyed working with it. And I've got a lot more studying to do. That was the World card. Right, I love the phases of the moon, right? So we've got full moon, the two crescents, and then the dark moon. Very cool. Right. Judgment, perhaps. She the Queen of Cups. The Ace of Wands. I love this. I think that's the Ace of Wands. Maybe I'm wrong. The Three of Cups. Clearly I need to do more work with it, and maybe I should have worked with it before I cut the borders off, but I was so excited to do what I did. But anyway, I am looking forward to working with this deck again and more in depth. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. And the Four of Cups. So this deck is one of the things that I really love to do with this deck, and I learned this on Tarot Oracle's site. So our YouTube channel, sorry. He has a tutorial series on it, on not specifically this deck, but it's a tutorial series on reading tarot in general. And he teaches something called the movie spread, where you pull some cards, and there's a method of reading the cards using directions. I really love doing that with this deck because they're all sort of facing one direction or another in general. Some of them are facing straight out, but it really lends an interesting lens on the reading. So I really enjoy practicing that with this deck, and he did do that with this deck in many videos. So do check it out. I'll probably forget to link it down below. So it's Tarot Oracle. Go check it out. This is the Anna K Tarot that I've modified, and I hope you enjoyed this. Please hit the like and subscribe button down below, and let me know if you have this deck and how you like it, and what you use it for. Do you use it for specific readings? I love hearing what other people do with specific decks, so it always gives me more ideas as well. So please let me know, and until next time, bye.